After O&A Live, here's your host, Sam Roberts.
You know what time it is. 866-WOW-1-WOW. 866-969-1969. Call me now, as Miss Cleo would say, and tell me what you learned on today's Opie and Anthony show. Rain Pryor was just in here. I can't imagine having the experiences that she has growing up and knowing Richard Pryor as a father instead of like this icon of comedy. It's mind-blowing. I mean, when you think about these people just being able to interact with Richard Pryor the way you would interact with your father, it's insane. Like, that's how you look at this guy that everybody else looks at as a deity. I can't picture it. I can't picture it at all. Today, though, on the Opie and Anthony show, I learned that you could watch the $10,000 Pyramid in the 80s. I thought that was a show strictly of the 1970s, but apparently as a child of the 80s, watching the $10,000 Pyramid, not $25,000 Pyramid, was okay. I didn't know, but apparently that wasn't a big deal.
They don't like when you notice those little pickups there, Sam.
Well, you know what? I'm a smart guy. I pay attention to detail. And I do pick up on that stuff. Sal, what did you learn on the Opie and Anthony show? I mean, I saw you doing a lot of nothing, so I hope you were at least listening.
Yeah. I learned... I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. A-Rock, what's going on with Sal?
I don't know. Some things maybe go into his head. I don't know.
He was in there today, right?
Not
and he's
not
eating,
a whole lot, no.
He's eating breakfast.
Oh, that, yeah.
I watched it. He's eating breakfast. He's sitting around watching the other kids' screen calls, and now he can't even tell me what he learned on the show? We got to whip people into shape around here.
It's all blended into, like...
You don't even have an excuse for not listening.
No, I was listening. I can't particularly remember anything right now.
You weren't listening?
Okay, I got some.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see if we can make the save, Sal.
Opie does a fucking killer Edgar.
That's a good what did you learn? Okay, way to make the save, buddy. Right. You did make the save, because he really does. I think Opie surprised a lot of people today with a fantastic dead-on impression of Edgar.
Opie doesn't do any impressions.
Right? No, but he's found a voice. He does Edgar, and he does it perfectly.
I learned something.
What did you learn today, Eric?
I learned...
Poop. Diarrhea poop.
Diarrhea poop. I started the hashtag, actually, on Twitter, not Sam, today.
Poop, diarrhea poop?
No, just diarrhea poop. Hashtag diarrhea poop. And that was going wild after people saw it on Twitter. So hopefully that will continue throughout the day. Eric, why don't you hit
the sweeper?
Yeah, hit the sweeper. Let's do it.
Here comes... What did we learn? What did we learn?
Let's start with Jason in New York. Jason, what did you learn on today's Opie and Anthony show?
Hey, Sam, I learned that Rich Boss can't say district. It's district.
Does it drive you crazy, or do you just love when they point out, Opie and Anthony point out something that Rich is saying wrong, and they don't correct him for the entire show?
He doesn't realize it. He'll keep going on with it, and they are blatantly saying district, and they're even asking him, what was that district? How do you spell it? They need to start asking him how he spells these words.
Yeah, he goes, district. What's wrong with that? Nothing, Rich. Nothing.
We'll have to add that to the door.
Yeah, really. Adam in Michigan, what did you learn?
Hi, Sam.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Anthony said it, and I've noticed it on my radio before. When you guys go to commercial and you get it, dumped to whatever little spot you're hitting,
yeah,
the audio is like extremely higher than the actual show level.
Yeah, it was funny today listening to Opie and Anthony talk about all the complaints they have. I don't know. I mean, I know some people get annoyed. Maybe it's because I'm close to the situation. I love when they start. Where's Cousin Brucie? Come in here, Cousin Brucie.
Wow.
Cousin Brucie's in the house. What's up, cuz? We're on the air.
Guys.
How are you doing? It's after.
Well, kind of sad.
Yeah, Dick
So
Clark.
now talking to a lot of media about Dick.
Yeah, we were watching you on Fox News earlier today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
We were watching you on Fox News earlier today.
Oh, yeah. It's been a whirlwind since last night. I came in early, and I was going to do a couple minutes and talk in 70s and 60s, and
sure.
I wound up doing 5 hours of my show on Dick.
Wow, the whole show.
Really quiet. It was the whole show.
I would imagine.
I'm very, it's not, I love seeing you guys. I would love being here, but I'm very sad today.
Of course.
A sad time. And we lost a friend, but we have a legacy.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell people. It's all right to mourn a little bit, but we have a legacy that nobody can take away.
What is it that Dick Clark brought to television and to what is his legacy?
He brought dignity.
Yeah.
He brought honesty, and he brought trust. And he left a legacy. And what I mean about dignity, before Dick Clark came up, it was tough for Cousin Brucie to get into people's homes. Parents didn't trust us. They didn't like this new music, rock and roll.
Really?
I mean, it was the ruling generation, the generation with the power, never likes a change, and it's obvious that a big tidal wave was coming.
And this was around when?
Like
What bands were popping off right then?
Oh, we were talking about the Everly Brothers, Bill Haley and the Comets, Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, you shake my name and you rattle my, the kind. Who ever heard of a thing like that?
And that was too much for adults at that time.
Well, it was so different than watching and listening to Doris Day or Vic Damone. Right? Or Sinatra or Tony Bennett. It's very, very different. So, but this belonged to the kids, and they didn't want that too much. So here comes a guy out of Philadelphia, a beautiful smile and twinkly eyes, gorgeous little face, and nice. His body language is great. And parents are looking at this guy on television, and his persona went past the glass.
Yes.
And, they trusted him. So he gave us trust. And because of him, we got trust. And amazing. The music changed. He was very nurturing, by the way. And very honestly, knowing him all these years in business and as a business friend, what you saw on television is what you got.
What was your relationship with him?
Right from the beginning.
Yeah.
We used to change telephone calls. He'd come and sit on my shows on other stations.
Oh, yeah.
And up here. Oh, yeah. We'd sit and we'd talk. We'd talk radio and we'd talk music. He loved the music. He was about 17 years old. He started on radio.
Wow.
He's a local kid. He came out of, I think, Mount Kisco, that area there. So he was doing local radio.
Right here. And he went to
fell in love
Syracuse
with rock and
University.
roll, and he believed in it.
Yeah.
And everybody I had on the air last night with me said one thing about it: honesty and nurturing. He was very nurturing to all of the acts that came on the show because they were all very young and they were scared stiff.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Scared stiff. And he would always help them and tell them, look, let's study the lyrics. I want you to do this. And but he was very positive. Dick Clark gave us hope, and he was very positive, and I'll always love him.
One of the callers wants to contribute. I don't know if you want to throw those headphones close to your ear so you could hear them. Yes, caller, you're on the air with Cousin Brucie.
Brucie, I'm a huge fan. What a loss we've had. With losing Dick like this, how did Dick have an influence on you?
Oh, absolutely. As we just discussed, if it wasn't for Dick Clark, I'm going to sit down here for a minute.
Sit down, make yourself at home.
It's been a long couple days. It seems like a couple days.
I bet.
Dick Clark before
Dick was huge for everybody.
Yeah, and he was very important for Cousin Brucie. Now, let me just tell you about.
Absolutely, you just thought Dick was, always going to have Dick, but now. No Dick.
That's right. There's no Dick Clark. But something that is not true. Let me back up a little bit. First, let me answer your first question. Very important.
Yes, sir.
What was the influence he had on me? He gave me hope, and he gave me a dignity. Because when he went on television, and he really dignified the music, the whole image, his image.
You got hope from Dick?
Listen.
How did you get... I just want to know how you actually got hope.
Well, let me tell you.
Hope.
I'll tell you.
Sir, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Listen to me, and then I'd like to see you agree or not. When I watched Dick Clark on television, I knew that everything was going to be all right. It's like it's like seeing a fun neighbor who comes home from vacation that you want to see, or a cousin, or a parent who comes home and they give you hope and they say everything's going to be all right. That's what I mean by that. So he gave us this kind of feeling, right? And the dignity he gave to rock and roll was very important to guys like me because people wouldn't accept us in their homes. Parents did not like Cousin Brucie. Right?
No, you were a rebel, and so was Dick.
Exactly. Yeah. But Dick had one thing none of us had. He had this persona of the boy next door. I've got to tell you something. Every parent wanted Dick to marry their daughter. They wanted him. They wanted Dick Clark in their families.
They wanted Dick for their daughters.
Oh, for their son-in-law. They wanted this guy in their family. You know
so much about Dick. It's amazing, and you're the guy that everyone's going to in the media today to talk about Dick, and just hearing that's a good compliment that guys would love Dick for their daughters, because that's the kind of man he was.
Exactly, he was, and he was right in the family. He became in the family, and over the years, and let me tell you the other side of Dick Clark. There's two Dick Clarks, right? Listen to this. Two Dick Clarks, okay? Let's say two Richards. Okay.
Two Richards. Yeah. Clarified a little bit.
That sounds better. Listen, so two Richards. There are two Dick Clarks. The Dick Clark, the guy that we knew on television, the guy that I would come home after school, and before I said hello to my mother, I would turn on television and say, "Hiya, Dick," like I'm watching him on television. And then I'd say, "Oh, hi, Mom." You know?
Yeah, he was there first.
He was there first.
That's great. Enough of the jokes.
Last night, I had a lot of people on my show last night, and I wanted to talk about Dick Clark, because when you lose a family member, you have to have somebody, to console you and to hold hands. And all these artists that came on, people like Tony Orlando and Leslie Gore and Benny King, and on and on and on, people like Neil Diamond, who we helped, and Paul Anka, and all the early acts, they all had one thing to say about him. He was nurturing. He took care of them. He believed in them, and he took very good care of them. And that's important. I want you to know about that, too. Then the other Dick Clark was the businessman.
Right.
Now, this guy, let me tell you, not like you see on television. This guy was tough, straightforward, and what he wanted, you didn't get in his way. If he believed in something, he would go full steam ahead, no matter what anybody believed in. He believed in himself, and that was Dick Clark. But Dick Clark off the camera was the same as what you got on camera, and that's important to know.
Yeah.
This was a wonderful, nice human being, warm, and gave us hope.
He talked about, too, we were talking about on the show today, that the racial divide that went on in music. Dick Clark kind of brought in a lot of artists from different ethnicities, black artists, into white homes, and saying it's music. That's a great comment. I'm glad you brought that up, because several times I've talked to Dick about that, and he believed, as I believe, that music belongs to the universe. Yes.
There's no race in music. There's no black music. There's no white music. There's no red music. There's no yellow music. It belongs to everybody. If you love the music and you can feel it in your heart, it's not racial. I'll tell you a quick story about Benny King told me last night. I was one of the original Drifters, and, songs like Stand By Me. I mean, huge, huge hits. Benny told me that they were on these cavalcade of stars. They used to go out on these buses, and they went to some places that were not, how would you say, enriched with the social phenomenon of accepting people, no matter what their skin color is. So we'd get to some of these towns, maybe down south or the Mideast and the Midwest, and the producer would come over and says, well, the black guys have to stay on the black groups on this side of the stage, the whites on this, and they can't be on stage together.
Wow.
Well, listen to this. Dick Clark gets up there, and he says, my friend, unless my acts can do what they want to do, when they're on stage together, it's music, we're leaving.
That's a true story.
Yeah, and he'd get on the bus, he'd pull everybody out, he'd put them on the bus, and they'd leave. And they'd usually win the battle. Yeah, that's a true story about Dick Clark.
Did he ever act, but did he ever have to cancel shows?
Oh, yeah.
And he was willing to?
Oh, he was absolutely willing to, because he was a man who believed in people. If he loved something, he went all the way, 100%. And Dick Clark was that kind of man. He believed in people. He believed in what he was doing. Well, look at him, the last several years on television.
Yeah.
If that wasn't Dick Clark, it was New Year's Eve, he would not have been on television. He was strong. He knew the audience wanted to see him, and he represented something.
And he had a passion for it, obviously. I mean, he never stopped broadcasting. You said he started when he was 17.
He was about 17 years old. He was
he
was a kid announcer, yeah.
Yeah, who did this for 60-plus years.
I asked him once, I said to him once, what do you like better? You like radio or television better? You know what he said to me?
What?
Both. And then he smiled with that great grin,
Yeah.
Very, very smart man, and really had the heart and soul.
Is there anybody there left, do you think, can continue on this legacy?
Interesting. How many people have asked me that today?
I mean, it's
honestly, no. No,
you don't.
No, I mean,
not even like
about
a
Ryan.
Seacrest.
No. Listen, Seacrest. I'm not going to put him. Seacrest's a very talented young man. Good looking, very talented. But is he Dick Clark? No. Is cousin Brucie Dick Clark? No, right? We have.
Yeah, but you're probably closer than Ryan Seacrest.
Well, I'm the heir apparent to the oldest teenager now.
Yeah, you're the guy.
That scares me. I don't want to be the oldest teenager. That's scary. There's only one way to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why when someone calls you a legend, you always get very nervous.
Uh-oh.
So, will there ever be another Dick Clark? No.
Right.
Will there be another great phenomenon that'll reach people like he reached them on television or radio? Absolutely. Something will come along. It always does. But Dick Clark is unique. Mm-hmm. Is unique. And notice I didn't say was, is unique. The legacy is alive.
Would you support, did you see that they did the hologram for Tupac at Coachella. You know Tupac, the rapper.
Yes. Uh-huh.
He passed on several years ago. And on stage at this concert, they really did this. They put a 3D hologram out. And now they're talking about going on tour with the hologram because it looked completely realistic and people were obsessed with it. Do you think that would you like to see something like that happen with Dick Clark, or would you rather people just let it go and let the legacy live for what the legacy is?
Now, I'm not going to surprise you by my answer. I hope that never happens.
You wouldn't want to see it.
No, I want Dick Clark to live in my heart.
Right.
I want my intellect to remember Dick Clark. I want my heart especially to remember Dick Clark. I don't want to see a stuffed rabbit or a stuffed bunny of Dick Clark.
Mm-hmm.
That would hurt me very badly.
You want to see him as you knew him.
Yeah. That's why even when I watched him on New Year's Eve, and I think you'd probably agree with me, I was pulling for him, and I try to visualize Dick Clark the way I grew up with, the young, strapping guy.
Was that difficult for you for the last few years watching him?
Very sad.
Do you think he should have stopped?
If it was anybody else but Dick Clark, yes.
Uh-huh.
But knowing Dick Clark, there's no way you could stop him.
Right.
He was like unsinkable. He could not be stopped. But therefore, the idea of Dick Clark leaving us, he was immortal. That couldn't have happened.
Right.
So when I heard that he passed on, I said, there can't be. Because if one person, even how sick he was, and I knew how sick he was, just went into a procedure the other day, I knew that this guy was, in trouble. He was getting older and his body was getting tired. But the thought of him leaving, no. I thought it would happen many years from now, naturally, right? And one day we'd read about it and we'd get ready for it. But not this suddenly, not Dick Clark.
How often were you still talking to him, Cousin Brucie?
I haven't talked to him in several years. Before
okay.
that, well, after he got sick, and, he had to concentrate on what he was doing. He ran businesses.
You guys are busy guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my thing, and he's doing... But let me tell you something. Anytime we saw each other, it was always hugging. And it was great respect, a mutual respect for each other, which I'll always have for him.
Mm-hmm. Do you like doing this, going around now, being the guy to kind of talk about him, or would you rather be experiencing this a little bit more privately?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
If one part of me says, well, I can help enhance this great legacy that he left, that's important. The other part of me, no, I'd rather be sort of in the background watching this and mourning the way, you are allowed to mourn. People are allowed to mourn, although I keep him very alive in my heart.
And is that what motivated you to do your show last night? Because I would imagine it'd be difficult for you, you lost your friend who's this great, not only also an influence on everything you've done, to go and do a show, but at the same time...
It hurt.
But you get to celebrate his life with the
something?
people.
Yeah, I celebrate his life, but I also realize that when you lose somebody... You, me, we all, this is part of our contract, the living contract. When you experience this in life, you want somebody to hold your hand. Mm-hmm. You want to talk to somebody to make you feel a little better, to discuss memories and what you remember and how you feel about it. So I knew that this was something that I had to do to complete this cycle with Dick Clark. I had to do that show. It hurt, and I had to really take a lot of deep breaths because I got very sad, talking to Tony Orlando, talking to my audience. The love that they displayed for this man. So I had to take many deep breaths.
And this was a sudden thing yesterday. I mean,
so sudden. Listen,
people were running around the halls like, what just happened?
I didn't know what was going on. They came in by the subway. I'm a strap hanger.
Still,
right? Oh yeah. Look, I want to be with the people.
Yeah,
I like to be with the peeps in the hood.
Do you get recognized on the subway?
Oh, yeah. And I talk to people, and that's how I discover what I want to do and what I want to say and what I want to play. People talk to me everywhere I go, and it's nice.
That's how you stay in touch.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand.
So I came in, and then I get out of the subway. My cell phone is burning. It's vibrating, and it's jumping out of my pants pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wow, what's going on? So right away I said, oh, my God, something happened at home. And right away you think,
course.
Family. Then I'm saying, well, no, everything, it's going to be all right. Something happened nationally. So I get up here, and this place was like mayhem.
I was here. That's right when I was leaving. I think we almost crossed paths. Yeah.
I said, you got to come with me. Steve Leeds came over to me, and Kid Kelly, and all of our executives, Scott Greenstein and Steve Blatter. They were all grabbing me, and I'm going. One's grabbing me left, one's grabbing me right. And I said, all right, come on, let's see what's happening. Calm down. And then I finally got your friend Dick Clark passed away. Now, I really didn't know what to do at that time. I got very upset. There are certain people in life, when they pass away, you know where you were, and you never forgot. Like John Lennon and Elvis. These are people who are very close to my heart. And to this day, I still feel and mourn. Right? I still feel that ache of losing somebody. Dick Clark, I couldn't believe it, because I don't expect him to leave us.
And you think, and you feel that strongly about Dick Clark, somebody who brought the music as much as you do the musicians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So they asked me to go on early. Well, I said, all right, I'll do a little bit. I didn't know how much I was going to do because I wasn't prepared.
Of course.
5 hours later, I'm still on the air doing a show, talking to people. That was the whole thing. Talking to the artist, talking to the people, playing, of course, the music that Dick was so involved with.
And then when did you realize that today you'd be on a media tour?
But I got off the air last night at about 9 o'clock. They said, Brucie, we're picking you up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so go get some sleep because you got a lot of people to talk to.
I'm going on now in overdrive, and I've been doing television and radio. But, as I said, it's sort of I'm happy and I'm very unhappy. It's not a chore I really like.
And you probably, based on what you've told me, haven't really gotten the chance to sit down with it by yourself.
No, I haven't figured out what happened yet.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know how the family is. I want to know about mutual friends that we had.
Yeah.
And the business friends and the art friends. No, I haven't had a chance to really digest this yet.
Yeah. Well, where can people see you next?
On my pillow.
On your so you're getting out of here.
Well, no, I'm not getting out yet. We got more to do.
Oh my
and
God.
I just said that we're going to be here for several hours, and then probably tomorrow too. But I'm going to make a very big appearance on my pillow as soon as I can. I just want to be able to be alone and think about this a little bit. I'm not a happy camper right now.
Of course
not.
And
Cousin Brucie is. I'm very optimistic. I'm very positive, which I am right now, as you can hear. Very energetic, as he was when he and I got together. It was sort of like it was a love fest. With the music, and the energy would flow from our microphones, or if we sat at a table and broke bread, the energy was there. I haven't had a chance to accept this or figure it out yet, digest it.
It's interesting, too. I mean, the way you're talking, obviously, there's a certain professionalism in broadcasting that Dick Clark had it and you have it. Do you think that still exists today?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so?
Yeah, it has to come out. We have to got to give people a chance. I think young people today, broadcasters, I've talked to dozens of them just this morning in all the different markets talking about Dick Clark. And I got to tell you, very bright. There's a lot of good talent out there, and they just have to have the platform, the venue to let this come out. Now, I've been given a venue, as you have. It's called Sirius Satellite Radio, Sirius XM. I mean, look what we have here. For the first time in my life, I have complete freedom to fly. I do what I want.
This was the first time that you've been able to.
Yeah.
Wow, after all the years.
Look, they always had respect for me, broadcasters. They let me alone. I had more freedom than almost anybody on the air.
Yeah.
But we were still harnessed into a corral. I played 240 records, and we were allowed to do this, and not really allowed to be negative or say what you want to say from your heart. If something happened politically, I couldn't talk about it.
But you do now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever I want. Whatever I want. As a matter of fact, they encourage that. Mel and Scott and Steve, they say, Brucie, be you. And I say, you know what that means? He said, yes, be you. And, the same with you.
Yeah.
We've gone into a very sophisticated time of our lives with this audience. They now have this amazing service, this satellite radio. We're reaching nooks and crannies that I've never had service before.
Right.
That maybe never heard me or you, or people have found you and me that haven't heard me in 20 years. I'll tell you a funny thing. When I went back to the area, but I've been on 7 years now here. And the first time I went on, some guy gets on and says, oh my God, you're still alive? Out in South Dakota. So here we're reaching people and we're sharing intellect, we're sharing ideas again. And I love it very much.
And you still, after all this time, it still gets you impassioned when you find out there's new people listening.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
I hug them. that light goes on that says Brucie around the air. I get that same feeling in my belly as I did many years ago.
Well, they're letting me know in my headphones that you got to go do some more phoners for publicity, and you got a lot of stuff to do. So we're going to let you go. In the meantime, we were talking about Bandstand, obviously, today, and Barry Manilow sang the song.
And Ron Dante produced this one, by the way.
He did.
It was a great, we had him on last night, great performer and a great producer.
Well, Eric, if you're ready, we wanted to play the Tippy Tom Barry Manilow story as it relates to us. You got that?
1 second, hang on.
Okay, Eric's going to get that ready. Brucie, appreciate you stopping by and making time.
Hey, are you kidding? It's always my pleasure.
You're a busy guy today.
You look terrific.
No, you look terrific, Brucie.
We both look all right.
We look great, don't we? Well, good luck with everything. Thank you so much. All right, and we're sending this. This is the Tippy Tom Barry Manilow story on After Opie and Anthony Live.
After O&A Live.
What about Barry Manilow? Now, you lived with Barry Manilow?
Briefly.
Briefly? What do you mean by that?
This one's for you wherever you are.
What do you mean briefly there, Tippy? What happened? Let us know about the relationship
Well, the relationship was this. I met him in a bar, and I
there.
didn't
The
know
Copacabana?
No, it was downtown in the village.
There he is.
The hottest spot
Tippy's dancing. Yeah.
Tippy's showing off his dance moves.
Dancing at the Copa. His name was Tippy. He smelled like dogs.
All right, Tippy. So what? You met Barry Manilow at a bar.
Yeah.
All right.
And then what happened?
Yeah, it was a bar down in the village.
All right.
Okay, one of them bars, one of them flaky places.
Oh, really? In one of the...
I think at this point of the story, we should tell everybody. We have no idea if this is...
Well, I'm a little...
Are you actually trying to say that maybe Barry Manilow isn't
Imagine this.
a little light in the loafers, as they say?
Imagine this is Barry Manilow's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
The guy is talking about it on the
The
radio.
guy will kill me.
Yeah.
All right?
All right, so
He probably won't.
it was in one of these bars, and you made your hand go like this, like what do you mean by one of these bars? Little swishy.
Yeah. Well,
Whoa.
little fruity.
Who's fruity?
Are you saying that Barry Manilow might have been a little fruity?
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Allegedly. I was hoping he would be a little fruity.
Oh.
Because I'm a little fruity myself.
Yeah, for the new listeners, Tippy Tom is
A little fruity.
a gay gentleman, but I think he's actually bisexual because we've set him up with some women over the years, and he had no problem
Wait
with
a
that.
minute. Whoa.
Okay, whoa.
Let's clear something up right now.
All right.
All right.
I've been in Greenwich Village for almost 15 years. Tell me I ain't going to become a fruit? What kind of goddamn pineapple you think I am? Don't let me say a bad word.
Right.
Look, wait a second.
So you saw him in a bar, and then what happened? Barry Manilow.
This guy knows how to follow the rules better than Louis C.K.
Okay,
by the way.
all right.
It's to be said. Guy's editing
Okay.
himself.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
We went back to his apartment on Horatio Street.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. And had a dog named Bagel, little beagle hound. And I met the dog, and I was staying there. And so I spent a couple of days there.
You spent a couple of days at Barry Manilow's house.
Yeah, downtown here.
Was there any romance?
Well, of course. What do you think? I'm going to get for nothing?
Of course not. Now, this is when you were, golden buns, I guess.
Back when I was golden buns, I still got my buns.
Well,
But the thing is, they're sagging a little bit. But I'm still golden buns. I got the nicest ass in this whole studio. And I'll tell you right now, I see everybody no ass.
Jimmy's got a nice ass.
No ass.
After O&A, live.
Yes. That was so funny.
He had a dog named Bagel.
I've heard. I've only
A
heard
beagle named
stories.
Bagel.
A beagle named Bagel. People do. Eric, you're a radio fan.
Yeah.
Cousin Brucie, legend.
Yeah.
Were you excited when he was in here just now?
Well, you see Brucie all the time.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That like he is like an icon in radio, and like his studio is decked out with pictures of him, and he's got pictures of him on stage with the Beatles and with everybody you could imagine. All the most iconic, famous people. Does he have one with Springsteen?
No, whatever.
He probably's got a picture.
Sure
with
he
him.
does.
Yeah.
Shut up, Eric.
I'm sure he's met Springsteen.
Used
As
to
a matter
see-
of fact,
used to
I'll
see
bet.
Brucie all the time on Saturday nights.
Right, I bet
Oh, really?
Springsteen knows Brucie well.
Then he went up in my book.
Brucie did, but like, because he's so into doing this, like I didn't. It's insane because he could. Sirius would totally build him a studio in his house, or would let him record whatever he wants and just throw on the voice tracks. But he just loves the work so much that he comes in here. When does he do a show? Wednesday and Saturday?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So he does shows on Wednesday and Saturday night on the 70s channel. 70s channel?
60s
channel. He does shows on the 60s channel on Wednesday and Saturday night. And he actually comes in here. And when me and Dave used to do the show on Saturdays, we'd see him in here every single week. He's in here every week. And I talked to this guy, Adam, this kid who does who's my producer now on Sundays for the Sam Roberts Show. He also does or did Brucie. And he tells me that, like, not only is Brucie in here every Wednesday and Saturday, he hates taking days off. The guy can take a day off. Like, he doesn't have to be here anymore.
Well, he only
but
does
he's,
2 days a week.
yeah, but he doesn't need to do any days a week. He's
true.
done his time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really picture Opie and Anthony coming in to do a show 2 days a week when they're deep into their 80s.
To add to it, though, not just that he's done his time and he's a legend in this industry.
Right.
But his portfolio of what he does outside of this industry is also impressive.
What he has done or what he is doing?
Has done and is doing.
Like what?
He owns a couple TV stations. Like
He does?
small markets things.
So he
some
don't even
radio
it's,
stations.
It's not even a cash thing. He's got the cash thing
He could
settled.
do whatever the hell he wants, and this is what he wants to do.
He loves doing shows and playing music and talking to the people.
Yeah.
And calling people cousin. Even though they're not his cousin, he loves calling people cousin.
He's a friendly guy.
He really is. Luke in Massachusetts, what did you learn on today's Opie and Anthony show? We had a little digression.
Well, before that, you were mentioning to Brucie about a Dick Clark Hall.
A what?
What do you mean, Sam? I mean, I thought you were going to go apply for his job.
Brucie's job or Dick Clark's job?
Dick Clark, it's your time, man.
No, it's Seacrest.
I'm fighting Seacrest for it. I mean, listen to Luke. You know, Seacrest is, whatever, but I've been putting my time into, and Luke is right.
But Seacrest he's too powerful.
I don't know. I'm ready for it, too. I've got a whole bunch of shows here on Sirius.
He teamed up with Mark Cuban for the new cable network.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, I've met Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
The only thing is, Sam,
Yeah.
you need to like maybe be a little more clean cut because Dick Clark and Ryan have that that thing that with your crazy hair and stuff. I don't know if that's
You're
good
right.
for the wrestling and all that.
But if Ryan Seacrest has proven, Ryan Seacrest is an inspiration to me because he's proven that with no talent but some ambition, you can get to the top. You don't need talent. As long as you're an ambitious guy and you're willing to work hard, you don't need to be talented whatsoever, and you can do it. That's my whole thing. That's my mantra.
So you're not talented at
No.
all? You're just willing to do everything?
I'm very ambitious, not talented.
Well, if you can also produce like a really hot show, like I don't know, the Kardashians and bull crap like that.
That's
I mean,
right.
I guess
That's
you'd be able
Seacrest.
to make a bunch of money.
You're right. Thank you, Luke. This is something I got to look into. Luke's right. Roland, would you and Eric move into a house so I could film you guys for a while?
Sure.
Would you do that, Eric? Would you do that for
I would
me?
definitely do it.
It'd be
Okay.
the odd couple. Dun, 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 dun.
Right. And Roland would be throwing shit at Eric.
Are you-
And-
you
I'd
afraid to
push
flush it?
Roland, and we'd get a cam pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Roland's
Like the
swimming in
above ground pool, you mean?
Yeah, kind of like what Last Comic Standing did with Ralphie May.
Yeah.
They had those cameras there that weren't flattering.
Right, exactly. We'll film both of you guys doing swimming races from the bottom of the pool.
Yeah.
Can we use your house? You got the big house.
Pool's not ready yet.
But it'll be done soon.
It
I'll
will
post
be.
Pictures up there.
Do you know what Dick Clark Productions owns?
No.
The shows that that thing owns?
Golden Globes.
Yeah,
American
it
Music
has the
Awards.
Golden Globes.
I got to get in on this.
As the American,
Music.
it owns the CMAs, American Music Awards, Golden
Jesus.
Globes, New Year's Rockin' Eve. So You Think You Can Dance.
He owns that show?
He owns that.
Good production company.
NFL Honors, if you ever see those specials.
So who gets all the Dick Clark cash now?
Probably his wife.
Yeah, or his kid.
His family.
And she's single now. What's up, Mrs.
Sam.
Clark? What up?
Wait,
No,
dibs.
no.
No, that's not cool.
School ground rules.
Fuck.
Dibs.
Fuck. That sucks because that would have
Sorry.
been my in. I would have been able to usurp Seacrest if I could just get with his wife.
School ground rules.
He owns Elvis movies.
You said dibs though.
I know.
That sucks, dude.
Next time.
But I got your back, bro.
Hey, you have seconds.
It's a guy code, buddy. What can we
She
say?
has 2 holes.
Yeah, when you eventually die before she does, then can I jump in after you? Can I call dibs?
It's all yours.
Thank you, bro. That's good of you, Roland.
Hey, Sam, Dick Clark had Elvis money, too.
Elvis money.
He owns Elvis movies.
Is Priscilla Presley still single?
I don't know.
Lisa Marie?
Lisa
I got to
Marie?
get
They're
in there.
both.
I got to get in there. You guys. Oh, fuck, man. That's not cool.
Don't ask about it because they dibs on Lisa Marie.
I didn't call dibs. Here's a question, Roland.
Yeah.
You know what the most important holiday is?
Christmas? For
No,
Jesus?
people say Christmas.
New Year's.
No, Valentine's Day. No, none of it. The most important holiday is Mother's Day. Do you love your mom? You better make sure she knows it. Make sure all of the mothers in your life know it. So what is the perfect gift? Well, Steven Singer's famous gold dip roses, of course. It's the perfect gift for your mom, your mother-in-law, or the mother of your children. That's your baby mama, for those of you in ethnic neighborhoods. A real long stem rose dipped in 24 karat pure gold. This is a gift that lasts forever, and it's only $69. Yes, $69. You can remember that number. Steven Singer's real long stem roses come shipped in a beautiful gift box with your own personalized Mother's Day card. What a wonderful gift. Steven Singer has special colors available only for Mother's Day. Choose from violet pearl, which symbolizes admiration, peach, which symbolizes appreciation, and the classic, all gold, which symbolizes respect and eternal love. Listen to me. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com. Order now and get free shipping.
Bullshit.
No, it's true.
Oh.
The perfect gift from the best jeweler in the country. Call 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER or go to IHateStevenSinger.com and order your Mother's Day rose today.
You're going to send one to Mrs. Clark.
No, Roland's got dibs on that, dude. That's fucked up.
Dibs.
Although I wish Cousin Brucie had been in here to hear me do that live read. I think he would have been impressed with my broadcasting prowess. And that's a guy you want to impress, E-Rock.
Is he going to hire you?
No.
I don't think he will, but once Roland is the heir to Dick Clark Promotions,
That's right.
you hook me up?
You know what? I'm going to give you your own show.
Yes.
And your own production wing.
My own production. Yeah. And will you still do the reality show with E-Rock?
Of course.
Okay, great.
I'm going to bring the old bitch into the hall. Like, come on, we're going to move in.
I was banking on that.
That's horrible.
Why?
He called her an old bitch.
No. That's what I call it. It's endearing.
That's like, it's a pet name.
It's endearing.
Oh, okay.
I'm her little bean.
I misinterpreted then.
Roland's her little bean and she's his old bitch. It is. How endearing. Speaking of endearing, you want me to give those away?
You got 5.
Okay, let me see one of them. All right, so.
Some movie in there in poster.
Victor in North Dakota.
Hey, what's up, Sam? Love the show, dude.
Thank you. You know that Ty West movie? The Innkeepers? Remember he was in here?
Yeah?
Well, I have good news for you. He's put out this special edition DVD thing of The Innkeepers, a Ty West film.
Looks like a vinyl.
Yeah, it basically, the cover looks like it's a vinyl record. But what's inside, what's inside is a limited edition poster and the DVD of the film. And it's actually very cool. And guess what, Victor? You just won it.
No fucking way.
You just won a copy of The Innkeepers, dude.
No, he didn't.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Congratulations, Victor. I'm going to put you on hold.
Thanks, dude.
All right. See, look at that. And I wish Cousin Brucie had been here to hear me give away a prize,
You should
too.
give one to Cousin Brucie.
That's right.
It's scary, though.
Okay. Yeah, give one to her to give to Cousin Brucie. You just won a prize, Cousin Brucie.
No, I'm sorry, he can't play.
What do you mean he can't play?
Put the rules.
There's rules?
Yeah.
Well,
We got 4 more to give away.
All right.
Or 3 more.
I did. Oh, everybody's calling in trying to get these things. What's up, Kevin?
3.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
How you doing?
Good. Listen, I learned today that a struggling Rich Voss could only find work at all-black venues.
That's right.
The Def Comedy Jam.
The Def Comedy Jam. I'll tell you what, Kevin. How do you feel about The Innkeepers? You want to see that movie?
I'd like to see that.
All right. Well, I'm going to give it to you on DVD then.
Great. Thank you very much, Sam.
Comes out next week, too.
Hold on, Kevin. So the DVD comes out in stores
the 24th,
next week?
Yeah.
So, and Cousin Brucie's getting one?
Yeah, you got one.
Victor's getting one. Kevin's getting one. How many more?
2 more.
2 more.
Don't get some next week away.
Oh, man, this is so exciting. I'm not going to pick up Luke in Massachusetts. Luke, you got to call back another day next week. And we're not going to ship it to Canada, so I'm not going to pick up that call. Hello, you're on After Opie and Anthony Live.
Hey, Sam.
What up? What's your name?
Grant.
Grant, where are you from?
Philly.
What do you think about After Opie and Anthony Live?
One of my favorite shows. Always listen, Sam.
Really?
Every day.
Well, guess what? When you're not listening to After Opie and Anthony Live, you're going to get to be watching The Innkeepers.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, you just won the DVD, so hold on.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, that's line, whatever that line is. The line I just put on hold. That's the one that won. I don't see the numbers in here, but it's the last one. There you go. You picked up the right one. And for the final winner, what's area code 337?
I don't know.
All right. Hey, what's area code 337? You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Sam? It's Joker.
Joker, a regular caller. I'm glad I picked you up because you just won a copy of The Innkeepers.
Dude, you're awesome.
Where's 337?
That's in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Well, that's where we're going to send it. Congratulations, Joker.
Thanks, brother. You're cool.
No, you're cool. Everyone's on hold who's going to win today. That's it. Right, Roland?
Yeah, I got some more in the back if you want to give them all away.
No, we'll give them away next week. I can't just sit here picking people's phones up and giving them DVDs all day. I got shit to do.
They're using you, Sam.
Who's using me?
The listeners.
For what?
For prizes.
Why? They love the show.
They're only calling to win your stuff.
No.
That means you're listening.
They call you, and you know what? One day between now and next Friday, so in the next week, I'm going to give away Innkeepers DVDs. We'll give like one or something, but we'll give them away during What Did You Learn? So one random What Did You Learn? I think that's who's going to get it.
I think they're sending one autograph by the cast. So you could give a random one away.
Or I could take that and do what I did with the Shark Attack DVD.
I love that better.
Award the prize to myself for being such a great host.
You can't because you're an employee.
No, I am. I sometimes.
We set the rules, bitch.
Exactly, bitch. This is part of the show. I should be filming now. Where's the crew? Somebody get the crew in here. Now, Eric, I wanted to, while we were talking about Dick Clark, I wanted to honor him a little more. Dick Clark has been such an influence on all media that he's done more than just influence that Tippy Tom, although I don't think that Tippy Tom Beagle Bagel bit was terribly influenced by Dick Clark. That was a little bit of a stretch.
Kelly Jepsen song was influenced.
Yeah? I kind of just wanted to hear the Beagle Bagel song bit again. Yeah, Carly Rae Jepsen, unfortunately, will never get to meet Dick Clark, but he did influence the $10,000 idiot pyramid, as done on the Opie and Anthony show. We didn't actually have $10,000, so we just called it the idiot pyramid. Because one thing that we never seem to have a shortage of on this show is idiots. Bobo was one of them, and Iraq, you have this clip, right? A little,
it's a short clip. Yeah.
Little taste of Bobo playing the idiot pyramid in honor of the late, great Dick Clark. Here you go.
All right, Bobo, let's go.
It's a litall side bet going on.
You don't need headphones for this.
All right, go ahead.
It's going to fuck up your senses.
Go, Bobo. Go.
All right, nigger.
People who my wife has slept.
You just cut him off. That seems poetic. Look, the key was, of course, we're playing pyramid, right? And the clue is we give Bobo a paper. I swear to God, on my life, this is what it said: things Anthony would say. We didn't feed him the line. We weren't trying to get him to say any racial slurs. Either me or Danny wrote on the paper things Anthony would say. And that's the genius that Daniel Curling came up with. That's why we call it Idiot Pyramid, though. Because you never know what these dummies are going to say. Actually, I think we're going to try to do that again soon. I don't think it'll work in Cleveland. By the way, Cleveland is a week from Friday at the Hard Rock Cafe. We're all very excited about it. So far, we've confirmed we're going to do a little cherry darts. Somebody's going to win like $1,000. Then we got a couple extra prizes. So if you want to play the game and win the money, definitely show up. It's going to be first come, first serve there next Friday, starting at 3 p.m. at the Hard Rock Cafe in Cleveland. If you want to play the game itself, and you want to be one of the models, we'll say, we got a couple girls so far. But if you want your time, you'd have to wear a bikini. But, you know, I'm sure we could find some tchotchkes to give you, and you get to meet Opie and tchotchkes. Maybe we'll give you an Innkeepers DVD or something. But tchotchkes, yeah, Roland. Sorry, they're not Jets t-shirts. Email Opie Anthony. It's not Opie Anthony. It's Opie Anthony, right?
Opie Anthony, one word,
right.
at SiriusXM.com.
Yeah. Email Opie Anthony at SiriusXM.com if you want to be one of the models in Cherry Darts, because you get to meet O&A, you get to be on the stage. It's a fun time. All right? Lots of girls have done it before, and they've all had a blast. Also, We're looking for girls for our other game, which is the Jim period pits game, where Jim will smell your armpits, and all he's doing is smelling armpits. You don't have to take your clothes off. You don't have to do anything. Jim says he can tell when a girl is on their period based simply by their armpits. You don't have to sweat a lot. You don't have to do anything. He just wants to smell your natural aroma.
No deodorant.
You cannot wear deodorant. So maybe wear something, wear like a
Perfume,
little...
too. Don't wear perfume.
Don't wear
either.
perfume. Don't wear deodorant. Just wear like a little spaghetti strap thing so you don't get all sweaty, and you'll be fine. But if you want to participate, just show up, be a girl. Some of you have to be bleeding, others don't. And don't wear deodorant or perfume. And that's it. And then we'll bring you on stage and everything, and Jim will sniff your armpits. It'll be a dream come true. It'll be a Cinderella story for you, the Opie and Anthony audience. I can't wait. You looking forward to Cleveland, Roland?
No.
We heard from Bobo. Why aren't you?
I have to get up early, fly out there, then we have to wake up early and fly back.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'd love to visit Cleveland, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, to see Bruce.
You're not going to get to, though.
No, dick in the ass.
Dick in the ass again.
Hey, let's go to Cleveland. Okay, cool. See this, and that. Or they have the roller coasters there.
And what do you end up getting instead? Is it
airport to venue to hotel back to airport?
All those factors together add up to a...
huge dick in the ass.
Dick in the ass.
But hey, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. And I've heard that Bobo is trying his damnedest to get down to Cleveland. I don't know how he's going to do it. We're not going to send him there.
Oh, the train idea didn't work?
I'm not doing that. But I'm not going to do that. But, yeah, he said he's going to go, so who knows. Bryce, you're on After Opie and Anthony Live.
Yeah, just want to comment. You broke that one song last week. You also broke Kesha. I'm drawing a blank on the other girl, but she went up huge to all the O&A fans.
Yeah.
And
Rebecca Black.
No, bigger than that. She's like one of the top stars now, but I got a mental block.
Madonna.
No.
All right. No, you're right, Bryce. And actually, Mikey Piff, the program director, whatever his thing is for Hits One.
He dressed like the members of Wham.
All of a sudden, you mean those fingerless gloves?
I ain't saying that.
All of a sudden, Carly Rae Jepsen is all over Hits One. He was definitely getting quite a few tweets yesterday from fans of After Opie and Anthony Live, letting him know exactly where that Carly Rae Jepsen song
I think
debuted.
they should retweet him again to remind him today, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's kind of was uppity today. Like, hey, look what I did.
Why'd you do that, Roland?
I didn't know his tweet. Hold on, let me get it right now.
The other thing today was we were talking about Edgar and the impression that Opie was doing of him and all that. You guys, you don't know. Like, Jim always talks about how annoyed people get of his characters, and maybe for a lot of the listeners, they don't get there. But you have to understand that these characters do not leave once the mics are off. Like today, literally, Ant was in the bathroom with the stall door shut, I would assume dropping a hot deuce, and Edgar was outside the stall in the public Sirius XM bathroom asking Anthony what he was doing in there. It's insane. You can't get away from them. But yeah, I mean, and I've traveled with Norton. I've talked to you about it before. The characters go with you. I've seen Chip drive. Chip has driven me. He's not a good driver. It's a horrible thing. And, the other horrible thing we were talking about today, E-Rock, does it make you not want to bring food over to Opie's house anymore? Have you finally learned your lesson? Rich Voss brought up, and Super Bowl was January, right? That was months ago. And today, you take shit for the horrible shrimp that you brought over to Opie's house.
Yeah, someone's got to show off when there's guests here, I guess.
Is that what Opie was doing?
Yeah.
He was kind of, what is he? He takes extra shots at you when Voss or one of the comedians are here?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
Takes attention off of him.
You think that's what happens, Roland?
A man at work member died. The dude.
That's all right. I'm okay with it.
Wait, what?
Man at work.
Where's Brucie? We need to talk about this.
Men at work died?
No, one of the guys.
Yeah, well, guess what? Guess who's not going to get a lot of press on Dick Clark Day? Sorry, Bubba.
Greg Ham.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. Should we play Men at Work?
No.
Yeah, we should.
What do you want to hear, Roland?
It doesn't
Down Under. We come from the down under.
There's only one song to hear.
Shut up.
No, they got a couple.
No, they don't have a couple.
They have Overkill.
Eric, are you going? That's not a big song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Are you going to stop bringing food to Opie's house for his events?
I was told it wouldn't be polite not to bring something.
Who told you that?
My wife.
What is she, does
who
she
didn't
not
come to the Super Bowl party with me, but she
Yeah.
said you got to bring something.
You know what I brought?
Nothing.
My presence is a present. Kiss my ass. That's what I brought.
Yeah.
I brought nothing. I brought nothing except me and everything that encompasses Sam Roberts. And also Jess. But that's it. That's all I
I'm
brought.
sorry. Well, real people, bring gifts and stuff.
How
when
was
they're
it from
invited
Sam?
to
I
somebody's
don't know.
house.
I don't know what real people you hang out with, but real people don't go on national radio shows and berate you for the food they bring on.
That's
that
exactly
you
what I'm
brought.
talking about. Real people do these things. This is not a real person situation.
That's why you got to get over doing this real people stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a hard habit to break, not being a human being.
Yeah, well, Eric, I would have thought 6-7 years in the game, you would realize that the Opie and Anthony show is not a place for a human being.
Also, point out that was the second time ever I've been to his place for Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I've never accepted any of his invitations.
It's funny, too, because I was texting. I remember that day because I was texting E-Rock and saying, are you going to Opes for Super Bowl? And he said, no, I don't do that anymore. Because if you remember, you Linger Longer fans, I don't think we have a quick clip of it.
No.
Not in this short notice. Plus, we only got a few minutes left. But E-Rock brought buffalo wings to Opie's house for Super Bowl, when we first got to XM, before I was even working for the show. Yes, there was
I think it was 2005.
what I call a BS period before Sam.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a time, folks, and it was not pretty. But E-Rock was berated the next day on the air ad nauseum because Opie threw out the chicken wings while he wasn't looking, and nobody wanted to eat them. So after whatever it is, 6 years, Super Bowl free, maybe even 7. No, yeah, it was 2012. So 7 years, Opie's Super Bowl free. E-Rock makes his triumphant return. He brings a little shrimp platter, and today
I brought some other stuff, too.
he gets shit for it. Are you going to stop going to Opie's house, or are you going to stop bringing food?
I'm going to stop answering his texts.
Altogether.
Hey,
Eric-
we're having a party.
Doesn't matter.
Or just what I do for his son's birthday. I brought a bouquet of Justin Bieber balloons.
That's true. Which was just strange.
He was like, what the fuck?
What are you doing? He's like, yeah, Bieber. Yeah,
That wasn't-
Everybody loves Bieber.
That's just a dick move, though.
Roland, you figured out that this is not the place for a human being to exist.
I exist.
You're not a human being.
Yeah.
Not while you're here.
Yes, I am.
In this studio, you think you're acting like a human being. You think human
Everywhere.
beings...
Is he wearing underwear today?
You think human beings cut their underwear off with a pair of scissors and pour bottles of water over their head for no apparent reason.
You dared me.
You think that's a human being. That's
Yes.
not a human being.
You dared me.
I've decided this is not a place a human being can exist.
No. You have to
Eric,
be a bit crazy.
are you now realizing? Because Troy has been here way shorter than you. Troy's been here, 2-3 years? And he used to be a human being. You remember when he came in? He was like, hey, guys, yeah, positive attitude. I'm going to help everybody out with stuff. Yeah, it's me, Troy, da-da-da.
Yeah, that died quick.
Yeah.
I was in my office. He climbed on top of me and sat on top of my shoulders.
That's not a human being move. It's
Well,
a place
I
of
was
business.
emailing.
Yeah, this is a place of business. You're not supposed to do that. Troy realized that as a human being, you can't exist here on the Opie and Anthony show.
That's true.
So, E-Rock?
No, here I don't act like a human being, but this was outside of the studio, outside of the workplace.
This is why you think.
But you can't interact with the same people.
Opie says that there is a different off-the-air Opie. That's a bull-faced lie. You know that.
Mhm.
There is no off-air Opie, right?
Just a sad Opie.
You think you think there's a sad Opie?
I don't think so.
I think off-air Opie. The thing about off-air Opie is he's there and he's cool and you hang out with him or whatever, but you have to watch what he says. You say to off-air Opie, because what you don't realize is while you're talking to off-air Opie, somewhere on-air Opie has his ear open and is listening to everything you say and looking at everything you do. And E-Rock, that's a lesson that you seem to learn the hard way every time.
Yeah, I keep giving him credit for being a human being, and I got to stop doing that.
Have you learned that?
I've learned that.
Maybe that's what you've learned today.
Yeah.
Maybe today...
I have the scars to show.
Yes. Today, through his pain and anguish and suffering, E-Rock has learned that the Opie and Anthony channel is not the place to be a human being.
I just got a text.
From who?
Rob Cross.
Yeah?
He's buying us all lunch.
Yeah! Now, Roland, did you make that up off the top of your head?
Yes.
Yes, you did. E-Rock, you got all excited, too.
I'm going to call him right now and ask.
Yeah?
Throw him on air.
It's Rob Cross.
We still got time.
Barely, but...
Hey, Rob.
Tell him he's on the air.
You're on the air.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Roland just said you're taking us all for lunch.
I am?
Yay! He said I
There you go. You have
Fabulous.
it. And he hung up.
Well, look, we need to get out of here because Rob Cross, we need to give him our menu and figure out where Rob Cross is going to take us to eat today. What a day this has become. First cousin Brucie in here. Rest in peace, Dick Clark. But I'm so happy that Rob Cross is taking us all out to a Dick Clark memorial lunch.
Yeah. And also the Men at Work dude.
And the Men at Work dude. Congratulations to the rest of Men at Work. That guy is finally dead.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
And Eric's chair, too.
Eric's chair? From him sitting in it?
Yeah.
Oh, Rowan. Stay tuned. Ron and Fez are coming up next. We'll be back with more of this tomorrow. Take it out with the bandstand. Goodbye.
Sam's podcast.
The Opie and Anthony show is now over. For real this time.